Yeah, there is. Governor Ned Lamont has vowed a balanced budget on time, but here's the thing. He's got to close a $1 billion budget deficit, so how's he going to do that? Well, three ways. He wants to raise revenue, he wants to use money from the federal government, and he wants to draw down from the state's rainy day fund. A state budget is more than line items. It's about priorities. Chief among them, COVID-19.
Build on our $500 million investment in a robust testing program and continue to ramp up our COVID-19 vaccination program.
The governor warned of prison and nursing home closures, Republicans supporting a seat at the table.
We have seen the detrimental impacts of social isolation on our senior population and our most vulnerable residents. The voices of our seniors and their advocates have been silenced.
Lamont says he will continue to support struggling small businesses,
with the hope that this time the vaccine will make the recovery more permanent.
Governor Lamont is proposing new streams of revenue, too, legal recreational cannabis.
These additional revenues will go to distressed communities, which have been hardest hit by the war on drugs.
It would also expunge criminal records for marijuana drug convictions.
It comes with a great cost. As we know, there is addiction that's associated with it and other societal ills that we'll have to pay for. So I don't see that as a revenue gain. I see that as a wash at best.
Lamont also wants money from sports betting.
My administration has been in active negotiations with our tribal partners.
The tribes want exclusive rights.
It's time to modernize that structure and to help prop up our casinos that have been so devastated by the pandemic.
Fixing the broken special transportation fund. Tolls never mentioned. Two revenues proposed. Money from a multi-state climate initiative Republicans say would lead to a gas tax and a tax on big tractor trailers.
And apply only to those larger heavyweight trucks, which can cause the vast majority of the damage to our highways.
Republicans say the budget includes several hidden taxes.
We believe that a better way requires property tax relief for middle-class families.
Lamont says he will hold the line on money to cities and towns, continue to level fund schools, recruit minority teachers, lower health care costs, increase broadband internet access, and modernize and digitize state government.
Now let's get to work.
All right, and remember here, it's not just the governor who can propose a budget. The legislature has the opportunity to do that as well. Republicans told me they worry that the governor's budget relies way too much on this federal stimulus money, which may or may not be coming to the state of Connecticut. It also appears that Governor Lamont did resist some calls from within the progressive wing of his own party when it comes to a so-called mansion tax. And while the governor did not propose any new taxes, it's also worth pointing out that he is continuing some taxes on businesses and retired teachers that otherwise were set to expire. Reporting in Hartford, Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.